Hello, everyone. Today, I've gathered some rare rock photographs and the stories behind them. You may recognize a few, while others may surprise you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, stay with me until the end, and let's get started.
Knows what it's like to be the bad man.
Queen's first South American tour was treated less like a rock trip than a state visit. In Buenos Aires, officials let the band skip airport procedures, and police motorcycles escorted them through the city. After one Vélez show, the security coordinator hid the group inside a police van to get past waiting fans, then transferred them back into cars on the highway. The photograph makes sense once you know the escort was practical, not decorative. Before London, Hendrix spent part of 1964 living with the Isley family in New Jersey. He had pawned his guitar, so Kelly Isley retrieved it, bought strings, heard him play, and hired him within minutes. The brothers later bought him his first white Stratocaster, and he recorded Testify with them. At Earl's court, Led Zeppelin brought arena-scale video to British rock before giant screens became routine. A huge Ida4 screen hung above the stage, showing live close-ups to the back of the hall. Demand turned 3 scheduled concerts into 5, and the final night ran nearly 4 hours. Runaway was already on the radio before the Bon Jovi lineup existed. John recorded the hit version with session players, including Roy Bittan and Hugh McDonald, after labels had passed on his demos. Once WAPP began playing it, he had to assemble a real band quickly enough to perform the song that was opening doors. This relaxed hotel portrait came from Pink Floyd's first American trip, which began with more waiting than performing. Visa and work permit problems erased several dates, leaving the band at Sausalito's Casa Madrona before their first U.S. show at Winterland. Baron Woolman photographed the original lineup there in November 1967. The photograph later helped promote The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, while the tour around it kept shrinking through paperwork and cancellations. Bob Seger left the Bob Seger system in 1971 and made Brand New Morning as a solo performer, accompanying himself on acoustic guitar and piano. The stripped-down album failed commercially and ended his first run with Capitol. The experiment did not last. On the next record, he was working with a band again. After the Turtles broke up, Howard Kalin and Mark Volman learned their contract barred them from using their own names. With Zappa, they became the Fluorescent Leech and Eddie, soon shortened to Flo and Eddie. Their absurd new names were a legal workaround. John Bonham met Professor Longhair at an Atlantic Records party in New Orleans during Led Zeppelin's 1973 tour. The entertainment included Longhair, Ernie Cado, The Meters, a Dixieland band, and Mardi Gras Indians. Zeppelin stayed into the early hours, listening to musicians whose rhythms had helped build the rock and roll they played. The Cramps found an unlikely producer in Alex Chilton, once the teenage voice of the Box Tops. In Memphis, he asked them to play every song they knew and selected the strangest, strongest takes. Those sessions shaped their first singles, and later, Songs the Lord Taught Us. Steve Gaines entered Lynyrd Skynyrd because his sister Cassie would not stop recommending him. During a 1976 show, he joined them for Tea for Texas. The band could barely hear him on stage, but soundman Kevin Elson listened through headphones and reported that Gaines was exceptional. He was hired soon afterward, restoring the 3-guitar lineup. Bad Company's first album was recorded because Led Zeppelin were late. Zeppelin's mobile studio was already installed at Headley Grange, so Peter Grant offered his new band a short opening in the schedule. They were expected to cut a few tracks. Instead, they finished all 8 songs, including Can't Get Enough, before Zeppelin arrived. By 1976, Glenn Frey no longer needed the backing band job Linda Ronstadt had given him. She had hired Frey and Don Henley while both were struggling in Los Angeles, then let them work for her while planning their own group. Ronstadt later said she and her manager helped bring the original Eagles together. Rush reached Chicago in 1976, carrying an album made against commercial pressure. After Caress of Steel struggled, the band was expected to simplify. Instead, they opened 2112 with a 20-minute science fiction suite. Touring gradually turned it into the breakthrough Rush needed. Geddy Lee later called it the record that won them freedom of creative expression, giving outsiders far less influence over what happened in the studio.